Gentlemen and ladies, glad to have you join us on yet another edition of your favorite podcast, Inside Life with the Magnificent. Today we have a very special guest in the house. Of course, he is a household name. Politically, he is known, and of course, entertainment-wise, he is also a stakeholder. Stakeholder in the sense that he has one of the biggest studio in the north, the entire northern part of Nigeria. And of course, I'm talking about no other than Honorable Jonathan Asake. He's very much in the studio. Sir, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you. Sir, can we get to know you beyond what we already know?
Well, if you say you get to know me, my name is Jonathan, like you have said.
Yes.
And my father's name is Asake, so I'm Jonathan Asake. I'm an indigenous of Kaduna State. Yes. I started my life in the primary school in 1972.
Wow.
And came out in 1978, proceeded to Government Secondary School, Katsha.
Okay.
And graduated in 1974, proceeded to College of Advanced Studies, Zaria, finished in 1986, proceeded to ABU, and came out with a bachelor's degree in physics.
Okay.
And in 1990, and of course proceeded to serve in Bauchi State, that is in the north.
Okay.
And served there at the Department of Physics of Bakar Tafawa Balewa University.
Okay.
In Bauchi, where after the NYC, I remained there as a graduate assistant for a very short time. Then I moved to Kaduna Polytechnic in 1992. In Kaduna Polytechnic, I stayed until 1998-99, when I proceeded into partisan politics, contested and won to the House of Reps 1999 to 2003. And that is where my political journey began.
Wow.
So,
wow. With this resume of yours, I would say that you're well read. You're well read. And also, talking about politics, that is what you're known for, widely. Why venturing into entertainment?
I did not just venture into entertainment. My experience is what I always use to advise most of the young ones.
Okay.
Between my higher level, that is College of Advanced Studies area, and the university, there was some kind of interaction where I didn't get admission for 1 year because they gave me a course I didn't like.
Okay.
And so I had to stay for 1 year. And while I stayed for 1 year, and I felt you cannot just stay like that without doing anything. So fortunately, my uncle then bought these old cameras, television camera.
Okay.
The one that has a back, with they call it Betamax tape inside.
Okay.
It has the whole box, a whole video player. And then you have the camera itself like a gun. They used to use it in NTA in those days, in the television stations in those days. So I then took that camera with the manual. I taught myself how to film, and I started filming, and people were inviting me for their programs. I would go and film free. Either it is a wedding ceremony or women fellowship conferences or any other gathering.
Okay.
And I became popular. And people were saying, you are doing this thing so well. Are you a professional? So that challenge that I was not a professional. So while I used that 1 year to specialize, then I went into the industry. Particularly television production.
Okay.
So I started, I got my own television production shop, and while I was selling cassettes, I was doing production. People were coming to me, and I was doing programs, and I became very popular with it. So until I went to the university. So now when I went to the university, I did not forget about it. I still had it in mind. So when I graduated, I continued with the work. That is when I went into full-time production, but it was mostly television production.
Production. Okay.
Yes. So when I went to Jos in 1996 for my master's degree, 1996, I had to leave my lecturing job in Kaduna Polytechnic, and I went to Jos to read properly, to specialize, become a professional producer. So I went to TV college and I did production.
Okay,
Television
studied production. Okay.
Yes.
NTA TV college.
NTA TV college in Jos. And so when I finished within that time, I now had a studio there. So I decided to now include audio recording studio with the video. So when I had my studio there, and from there, until I was running the studio in Kaduna and Jos, until I contested to go to the House of Reps in 1999.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then you put a pause to it?
Yeah. When I went to the House, funny enough, I put a pause to it because I didn't have much people on the ground
to handle
it until I now finished the House. I finished my 4-year term. Yeah. And I came back and something just happened that, this is something you love doing. I became very, very popular with production at that time. And so I came back to my senses. I have to pick up the pieces again. So I then built a place in Southern Tesha. And that is built by Stanbic Bank.
At present?
Yes,
okay.
At present.
Okay.
And I started a full-time video and audio studio there. Okay. But mostly I was training people. In fact, I trained a lot of people there who are really into full-time production today. Okay. And so since then, sometimes it will just go down, sometimes it will come back. So I just decided last year again, I said, look, I have to bring it up. But what actually discouraged me, or a bit frustrated or set me back at that time, was when I bought some equipment in that Sabon Tesha office. I wanted to go into full blast. In fact, I wanted to even go ahead to acquire license for radio and television.
Okay, for radio, okay.
So I had bought a lot of equipment, but unfortunately, the boys working with me, there was an accident, fire accident, or fire incident, and it burnt down everything.
Oh, sorry about that.
In frustration, I just gave out the place, rented out the place to the bank, Stanbic Bank, and I continued until last year when I now thought to myself, let me come back to this again. And that is when we had to put the Deslan studios together. And we're still trying to build it to meet up with the present best practices.
Okay. Having faced that unfortunate incident that got your equipment burnt down in the other side, and you still decided to still go on and invest, it shows how passionate you are about entertainment itself. So, what do you really hope to achieve with this?
Well, like I said, I saw the entertainment industry, particularly the aspect of production, as a kind of talent hunt. I've always been passionate about people that have been embedded with capacities, the youth particularly. Every individual you see,
human
capital development. Every individual that we see has within him some inner potential, some capacity, but it needs development.
Exactly.
Every person that we see, whether you see a child in the village or in the township or in the ghetto, they all have certain God-given potentials. And all that is needed is development. Is it in the field of sport? A child may be in the ghetto, he may be in the village, but God has given him that inner potential of being a very great footballer. But he needs the platform to develop. It may be a very good singer, but it needs a platform to develop.
Very true.
It may be a very good drummer, an instrumentalist, a producer, what have you. So I've always seen that potential. And coming from the background of the classroom, I see every person having that. And so all it takes is to have the platform for the person to develop his potential. So that is why the passion for production, which I had an initial encounter with, never went away. And I feel that in the present world, especially with social media, if this industry is fully developed, especially in the north, like we are yet to catch up with the south.
Exactly.
If you want to make any serious impact in terms of, music and video, and you have to just find yourself in the southern part, particularly in Lagos. Jos used to be very good for that.
Exactly.
But with perennial crisis and other things,
insecurity,
Jos became, just was reduced to the almost ground level. So, but the north has some huge potential to develop talents.
Exactly.
To hunt for talents and bring them, and they can make both national and international impact. So I've always believed this. And that is why, in spite of the huge resources that are required, I'm still ready to invest, to put in as much resources as I can to ensure that we have a place in the north that can compete with any other place in the south, and that can hunt for these talents. But instead of having our youth roaming about, let us have them come with their own boxes of creativity.
Exactly.
And then they can make some good living out of it.
Very true.
And we can create wealth out of this. And instead of seeing the youth roaming about the street, they are called Yahoo boys, they are called common criminals. No, they come and they give something that God has given them, and they will be proud of it, and they can make a living, a very good living out of it.
Very true.
So to me, that is what is driving my passion.
Having talked about the industry, that is the entertainment industry over here, you made just comparison with the southern parts, and of course the southern part is thriving more than here. Why do you think is that? What are the Southerners doing that we are not doing here?
The South, when I look at it, there are so many factors. If I want to think about the factors, one, there is this level of liberation. The southern part is liberated more than the northern part. Exactly. What am I talking about liberated? We're still held by culture. We're still held by conservative religious practices in the north. If you see Kannywood, I've been seeing social media, I see some very great talents in social media coming from Kano, Katsina and so on. But a lot of times you see that they are being harassed left, right and center because of certain religious beliefs or religious adherence to religious instincts. So religion in the north, culture in the north, does not allow the expression, the full expression of these potentials I'm talking about, or the development of these potentials I'm talking about. So if you look at the South is much liberated. In the South, nobody cares. All that they want to see is that what can you do to advance what you are doing, and to advance the cause of humanity, to develop your potential. Let it be within the ambits of the law. Let it not be criminal. But any other thing, you can go as high as the skies can take you in your own development, the development of your own potentials, which is not like in the north. In the north here, when they see a young man having a very fine voice that can develop it to make R&B of international standard,
international level.
He has become a useless boy. They'll just before football. People when you play football, they say no, that's a useless thing.
Very true.
Until they now started saying that
now football
the
is
footballers are the billionaires, international billionaires. So then people are now beginning to allow their children to play football. But before, when you are playing football or any other sport, they'll say, "What are you doing? You are wasting your time."
You're considered wayward.
You are considered wayward and wasting time. In school. But today it is a different thing. So everything is not just by the formal education. Formal education is very good. It develops the person and all his intellect and his
mental
capacity. But what you do, as a human being, to develop your potential, it goes beyond that.
Very true.
You can have the education, but you can be a great footballer.
Exactly.
You can be a great singer. If you have a good voice, you can be a great singer. And you can also earn so much and give so much back to society. We have people in the South today that are considered billionaires. They are just in this entertainment industry. And they are giving back to society. They are supporting charity organizations a lot. You can see musicians like Davido. Exactly. You can see, I can name a lot of them. They are into a lot. I think the North will have to take a stand and look at that life is not all about your culture, it's not all about religion. Most of these things should be left to the individual. But the development of the individual for the sake of humanity is very important. And for the sake of human development. Sometimes
things like this are not encouraged, just like you said, because excesses, as human beings, we have a tendency to abuse privilege. Do you think there are measures that can be put in place for censorship to ensure that such excesses are controlled, even while we are trying to promote the industry, that at the end of the day, it does not destroy our culture and our religious values? Do you think we can have policies, we can bring about policies that will check such excesses?
That is why we have all the commissions. That is why we have the laws. Like in broadcasting industry now, we have the NBC, the National Broadcasting Commission.
Yes, to check NTBB.
It regulates.
NTBB.
So when you have regulating bodies, they are established by law. So they exist by law. And so whatever you do will be censored and checked, not really, will be checkmated using the law that established that organization. So you cannot go beyond the law. When you go beyond the law, they will draw your ear. So it is the law that actually is the standard for everybody. Of course, everybody wants to drive a car.
Yeah.
We all enter our vehicles and we go to the places of work, we go to church, we go to market and so on. We travel to distant places. But you need to travel within the driving regulatory laws.
Exactly.
You cannot just take a steering and then drive recklessly
because you are allowed to drive.
Exactly. So the driving rules are there to regulate your driving.
Exactly.
But you cannot stop people from driving.
Exactly.
And say, no, you cannot drive from here to Lagos.
Because you have tendency to overspeed.
Exactly. So they can only regulate your speed. So it is the same thing with every other aspect of life. Even within this entertainment industry.
Exactly.
There must be laws that regulate what we're doing. And if you are within the ambits of the law, why not go as high as the sky can allow you? And that's what my own position is.
Okay. Yeah. And why the choice of Kaduna? Is it because you're from Kaduna or you just felt...
The charity begins at home. Should I have gone to Lagos? Charity begins at home.
Exactly.
First of all, like I said earlier, if you remember very well when we started, I said, look, I have looked at the north and I see that there is deficiency of good settings, production outfits, and so on. The entertainment industry is suffering.
Very true.
Because of so many factors. When I was mentioning the factors, I mentioned the culture, the religion, but I also didn't mention the insecurity. There's the factor of insecurity in the north. In fact, is the one bringing the north virtually down in everything. The insecurity has caused so much for the north. And the north has allowed itself to be dragged into insecurity, more than any other part of this country.
Talking about insecurity, some people, or I've heard a lot of people, blame the politicians for insecurity in the north. They would say divide and rule and stuff. I don't know how true that is. Is there any iota of truth that the politicians have allowed this to happen in certain quarters?
Well, it may be true, it may not be true.
Okay.
But you see, a politician cannot just cause insecurity if we were actually a nation.
Exactly.
Now, you are talking about politics now, but I may not go deep into that because our discussion here is...
It's entertainment. Exactly.
But then the truth about it is that if you talk about politicians and insecurity, you'll be talking about leadership.
Very true.
And it still boils down to our laws. If we have a country under the rule of law, where everybody observes the laws of the land, the rule of law demands that everybody is subjected of the land, and nobody is above the law, and the law is applied to the big as much as the small, to the poor as much as the rich on equal terms.
Exactly.
But when you find yourself in a society that selectively implements the law, then you cannot achieve this.
Very true.
So if politicians bring insecurity, how do they bring the insecurity? Do they recruit thugs and pay them? If we're living in a nation where we observe the rule of law, you will know who is that politician that recruit the thugs and arms them to go and commit a crime. They will be brought to book. The perpetrators will be brought to book as much as the sponsor.
Exactly.
But where the sponsors are let free, or perpetrators are let free, and the sponsors are let free, because we don't observe the rule of law, not everybody is equal, is called before the law, then we get the recklessness that we're having today. Okay. So it may be true that politicians are causing it. It may be true that market people are causing it. It may be true that the military are causing it. Okay. It may even be true that our intelligence is... But in a country that is under the rule of law, where the law is applied to everybody, to every institution within the land, you will not find this recklessness. Exactly. And that is my prayer, that we get to the level like other countries, in the world, like the other developed countries, where no matter who you are, the law can always be applied to you. Okay. And you have to be subjected to the law. Okay. And then, so when you commit something defiant, you commit a crime, the law, you will be punished according to the law.
Okay. So considering your resume, you haven't been member House of Rep. You are a leader. So can you please tell us how you think government or those in leadership can help the industry?
Like I said, every seed you plant must have a reason why you plant the seed. Now, those in leadership, who are those in leadership? We have three arms of government. We have the representatives of the people, where I was before.
Yes.
That is the legislature. They are the ones that go there, they sit together, they make the laws for the nation, and the laws that will be implemented for everybody, and they ensure that those laws are strictly followed. So they do their oversight functions. Okay. They make the appropriation law where the monies for the nation will be spent. The resources for the nation, they are for every citizen. So when they make those laws, there are different types of laws. Yeah. The appropriation law, they make it, you are saying, okay, we are appropriating the resources of the nation. This is how it will be used. You apply it to electricity, you apply it to road network, you apply it to doing this, you apply it to education, to health, and so on. But you must also follow up. That's what they call the oversight function, and see how those laws are being followed. Then you have the executive. Then the executive are the ones that implement the laws. The president and his executive, the governor and his own executive at the state, and then the local government chairman and his own executive at the local government, and those three tiers of government. So when those laws are made, the executive will implement the laws. And so when they don't implement them well, they can also be brought to book. Then when there is a dispute, whether no, this laws has not been followed well the way we made it, and this law has not been followed, if there is a dispute, then the judiciary, the courts will step in. So you see, these are all the organs that come together to make a nation to function very well. Now, if there is a problem anywhere, then it means that one of them has failed, or all of them have failed.
Someone is not doing his
Someone
job.
is not doing his work very well. So if you allowed the laws of the land to be flouted, and if somebody flouts the law, and he's supposed to be brought to book, so the courts will do it. But if the courts, for any reason, refuse to do their work, then something will go wrong. So what am I trying to say here? We're still back to the fact that people must obey the laws of the land.
Exactly.
People must be equal before the laws of the land.
Exactly.
Nobody should be too big for the law. Nobody should be, like it happened just recently. Let me cite it as an example. When people have been reading, there was a small problem between a senator of the Federal Republic, who is a former governor, at the airport in Lagos. And he caused some kind of commotion at the airport. He was never brought to book.
Yes.
One other very highly placed individual, who is related to the powers at the top, also caused similar commotion. He was never brought to book. But when one small girl caused a commotion in the Akwa Ibom plane, she was immediately taken into prison custody. And it became, so you can see that the laws are not applied equally to every individual. So when you have a nation like that, certainly you can never see progress. So when a nation needs to, so when you talk about how entertainment industry can be, now I'm just trying to bring you back to it. It starts with the people within that industry. You have to know that you must take what you want to see happen. If you are not protected enough, let it go to the National Assembly, or to the State Assembly for it to be legislated upon. These are our demands. These are our requirements. This is what we need. This is the protection we need. If you are being harassed because you are doing this, we need protection from this. And once it becomes a law, you find out that the industry can boom,
can thrive.
Can thrive. And then you see we have a culture too, because of corruption. If you give somebody, let's say 10 million, the average Nigerian will want to see how can I multiply this 10 million so quickly to make another 10 million.
Exactly.
It is only somebody who is passionate that will say, I want to go and start buying some drums, some piano, some this and some that, so that I can invest in the entertainment industry. And it will take a long time. The studio I just established for a very long time, I have not seen much of profits from it. But I believe that with time it will be known. So it takes that mind that you are passionate about something, you are committed to it. If not, you will think,
if you come in just for the
if it is just for the economic value, you cannot do it. You will not do it. So it has to take people who are passionate about the industry to also come and invest. So when they invest, then people begin to know that or even talents begin to know that we can go and develop our talents there. Then you begin to see results, you begin to see proceeds, and so that is how it can go.
And also considering the fact that you are one who is passionate about the youth, wanting to see them get the opportunity to showcase their God-given talents, how affordable or how accessible is your studio?
Yeah, the studio, like I said, is really open.
Okay.
But you may know, it's not yet very open because we feel that we have not really stocked it enough for every production.
I haven't been there. From what I saw there, I think I see it more like you're ready.
Yeah, because you see what you see.
I know what I saw there.
But we know that there are some things that we still need to put in place so that we'll say, oh, when you come, let it be a one-stop.
Okay. That's really applaudable. I think you are doing really good.
Thank you.
In terms of empowering the young ones. Okay, still looking at the young ones. You are from the southern part of Kaduna.
Yeah.
Okay. More like festivals, Baju Day, Kaguru Day, a lot of things that makes the entertainment part of life in southern Kaduna very interesting. We don't see much of that now. As a passionate person in that area, what would you suggest? Or do you people have anything on the pipelines to revive that part of the southern Kaduna that we used to know?
Certainly we do.
Okay.
Like I said, with the talent hunt that we're planning programs that will actually hunt for talents.
Okay.
And those cultural festivals for different ethnic groups of southern Kaduna that we used to have. If you remember, if you can recall, I just mentioned it earlier in our discussion, that insecurity is one of the factors that actually militated against so many things.
Okay.
And so the organization of those cultural festivals was actually affected by the insecurity that pervaded the whole atmosphere of southern Kaduna, especially within the reign of the last administration of Governor Erufai.
Okay.
I must mention that specifically.
Okay.
Because I was the Sokapo president.
Okay.
Then, and I know that communities were attacked unprovoked. Every time communities will be attacked, and all that the governor then will do is to impose a 24 hours curfew, and sometimes it will run to several months. 24 hours curfew on a community that is already attacked. You cannot go to the market, you cannot go to the farm, you cannot go to harvest, you cannot go to the hospital even if you are sick. So people were dying. And so who will be thinking about the cultural festivals? Who will think about entertainment when you are struggling to survive your life? So for 8 years, that is what went through.
Don't you think in his mind he's trying to protect the people from
not
further being attacked?
We should not even go into that because that is even not our discussion for now.
Exactly.
If we go into that discussion, it will shock you.
Okay.
I was the leader, and I know.
Okay.
That was not his intent.
Okay.
Because within that same time that he imposed the curfew, the attackers still will go and kill people, wield their guns and go away, and nothing will happen to them. So the attackers were walking freely with their guns and killing at will, and then the people were under curfew. The people could not even defend themselves. So if you look at that one, it is actually a very unfortunate thing I don't want to remember. It's one of the chapters of life that I don't wish to remember. Those 8 years that we lived under that man.
Okay, but let's talk about today. Do you think the security situation has improved?
No, it has improved substantially as far as Kaduna State is concerned.
Okay, so meaning credit to the present administration?
Yes, certainly we can say that.
Okay.
It has improved very, very substantially. There are some kidnappings here and there. Yes, we do still have kidnappings, which is actually everywhere in the north now. But those mindless attacks, premeditated attacks, the massacres in the communities, they have stopped in Kaduna State. They have stopped.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Thank God. So, credit to the present administration. I think there is always room for improvement. Yeah. So we hope for the better. And also, sir, beyond just studio, I know you are also into the hospitality business.
Yeah.
The hospitality business. You have a resort.
Yeah.
Okay.
The resort is still linked to the entertainment industry. It's just a place. The resort is just looking for an avenue that people that are into the entertainment industry can find a platform to go and display what they have for people to appreciate.
Okay.
And that is just.
So it's still in line.
It is still in line.
Okay. In conclusion, because we have to go, what advice do you have for the youth out there? You know, jobs are not so easy to come by. Both the educated, but the uneducated. We have a lot of unemployed youth out there. What advice would you give to such category of people?
Well, if I'm asked to give advice to the youth, I have so much, but let me just say it briefly. One, every shortcut is always a wrong cut. And the youth of today want a shortcut to getting it, to wealth. But it does not always happen like that. Secondly, everybody has got his own timeline. Don't see that because this person graduated today and he has a job, he has a car, he has a house, you also must have. No. There are some people that graduate 5 years after, they don't have a job. But when they get a job, they make more impact on their families, on themselves, and on the society, more than people that have had a job for 10 years, who got a job immediately after graduation. So they must take this in mind. There is no hurry in life. But a youth must build his capacity. You must queue up and get what you are doing right as a youth. And know that as a youth, you need to play a role in society and the development of society. That is the principal thing. You develop yourself, yes, but you must also be part of society positively. And so there should be no hurry in life. Every youth must look at himself inward. What is your own potential? What do you have that you think you can pour out, that you think you can develop? Exactly. Look at where you want to develop that potential. Exactly. Like I said earlier, going to school, good. If you have degree, good. If you have master's, doctorate, but your doctorate degree is not a green ticket that you must succeed in that aspect. You may have a doctorate, you may have a degree in engineering, and then you are a good singer or a good producer. You may be a medical doctor. Then you find yourself doing something different that will impact society more than even the medical doctors. So your education is just to prepare you to be able to appreciate, the society and the world better. That is why you have education, to be able to appreciate and accommodate. But it does not mean that you must be in the line of what you have studied. Yes, it must not be. Okay. You can make greater impacts. There are people that made greater impacts in other areas other than what they studied. Cyprian Quincy, I think, was a pharmacist, but he made so much impact in the literary world, than any other person. Franz Fanon, I think he wrote The Wretched of the Art. He wrote so many other books, revolutionary books that changed society. He was a medical doctor. He was a psychiatrist. So if you go on, then the last woman that was the prime minister of Germany, Angela Merkel, she's a nuclear scientist, and she became a politician, and she made one of the greatest impact of the leaders of Germany in the history of Germany. So she built a very robust economy for Germany that was already sinking. So you can see that your calling is different from what you studied. Exactly. What you studied as a youth can only lead you to be a stronger person in your calling.
Self-developed.
Exactly.
So deducting from what you have said, I understand that your advice to the youth is for them to look beyond just the certificate, but to look within.
With what they can do.
Yes. talents, God's given gifts,
Developing their potential.
and that way, sky will be
The limit.
their limits. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring our invitation.
You're welcome.
We look forward to having you some other time. Thank you very much, sir. And so we're done right here. Please stay tuned. We'll keep bringing you the best of the best. Good looking out.